Hey everybody, in this video we're going to be looking at using the online encyclopedia Britannica. And so if you're on the library homepage, you go to Library Resources, and we have that listed right up here at the top. If you haven't watched the tutorial video, please do that because we are already logged in. Once you have logged in with the school's username and password, I believe that your Chromebook will store it. So I'm going to click on it. And you can see it's not asking me to sign in again. Ignore this part about sign in to My Britannica. That is only if each individual student had an actual individual account. We do not have that feature at our school, so you do not need to worry about signing in twice. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at, we have elementary, middle, and high school levels, and elementary is a little bit simpler level. Middle gets more complicated, and high school has the most information. I'm going to go ahead and show you middle to start with. And so the home page here on this just has some fun stuff. They have some explore things, tour the USA, compare countries, some things like that that you can explore on your own. They have some featured articles that change every day or every week. Videos too, articles, daily buzzword, things like that. They have this Can You Guess feature, which is just kind of some fun, interesting things. Compare countries, explore biographies of people. A Did You Know feature with some little videos there, not super long. At a glance. And then down here at the very bottom, it shows you the latest revised articles. This is one of the best features about this particular site, about having the Britannica School site instead of just having print encyclopedias, is that our information gets updated, as you can see, on a daily basis, basically. So we have very much up-to-date information right away. They also have some primary sources. There's a list there. We'll talk a little bit more about primary sources in just a minute. So if you have something that you want to look up, say, well, let's try Harriet Tubman, since she's right there, and you start typing in the name, notice that it'll come up with recommended articles. If I had just typed in something like Harriet, it comes up with several different Harriets. So Tubman is the one that I want. I'm going to click on that. And you see here you can have the article level. This is the elementary level at 1. So it is, here's the article. It has a little video. It has a couple of images. That's the elementary level. 2 is the middle school level. It has more content, quite a bit more content, in fact, as well as more images. 3 is the high school level, and it's going to have the most information generally. They also down at the bottom have some additional reading for some print sources that you can look at. And then over here on the side, what's nice is they have related sources for this article. Other articles that are related to it are the ones that are cross-referenced. So like the American Civil War is related because if we go back to the regular article, you can see that it's in blue, so it's a link. So if you were reading and you needed to know about the American Civil War, you could click on it. Or if you needed to know what the Underground Railroad was, you could click on that and read the entry right away. Sometimes they have primary sources in ebooks. In this case, apparently we don't. We'll find one that does. And then Web's Best Sites I really like because if you're doing a research paper and you want to know beyond this basic information that you've gotten here, this is a good starting point because then you can go to the Web's Best Sites. They've been selected for quality and for age appropriateness, so it will be different for each level. And it will take you to, here's 4. So if you were doing a research report on Harriet Tubman, you would automatically have 5 decent sources. This, the Britannica Encyclopedia, and these 4 other websites. And you can click right on those and it will open them in a new tab. So you're still here on the Britannica site, but then it takes you to this other site that they have gone ahead and double checked and made sure that it is accurate and reliable. You can also, besides just the article, you can click on just the images and videos and it will give you, there's the video, there's all of the images, so that if you wanted to look at them all sort of in one gallery, you can. So if we were looking for, say, Alexander Hamilton, well, let's not pick a person. Let's pick the Federalist Papers. If I just search for Federalist Papers at level 2, they're going to come up with, my top result is the Federalist Papers, but also other articles that they are mentioned in. So James Madison was one of the authors, so was John Jay. Alexander Hamilton was also different things. Going down here, obviously, if you were looking up the Federalist Papers, you could click right on that. There they are. So you notice we have all these cross references, some images. We have a primary source in this case. In fact, it takes you to all of the different Federalist Papers. So if you needed to look up one in particular, you could do that. They're right there. Also, notes. So these are handy if you need some primary sources for your research. Again, we have the web's best site. So we have 4 more sites here. So you could potentially have lots of different sources related just with this one article once you have gotten back to it. This is the related articles. And if you want to go back to the actual article you looked up, you just click the article tab here. And then you're back where you want to be. If you can't find all of the information that you want on one level, I do recommend that you try a different level. As you can see, there's a lot more on the high school level here than there was on the middle school level. And if we go to the elementary level, somewhat shorter, because we don't really expect elementary students to study the Federalist Papers a whole lot. So going back to the middle school level, send to, if you click on that, you can email it to yourself. If you click favorite, since this is a school-wide account, it would favorite for the entire school, so I don't know that that's necessarily the best option in terms of saving this. If you click print, it will give you the printable version without all the images, as well as the citation, and you can print that off. If you click cite, this is a really nice feature too. So if you're going to use this and your teacher told you that you need to cite your sources, as they are likely to do, and they said APA, okay, it's right here. You just copy and paste it. But if they said MLA style, you click MLA. Now we obviously have a different style. Just copy and paste. Also have Harvard and Chicago. So we have 4 different style sources there. I believe that most of the time students are using MLA or APA at this point. So that is cite. That's a nice feature. Translate. If you want to translate it, you can to a different language using Google Translate. I would not guarantee that that's 100% accurate and perfect. You can listen to this if you wish to do so. If you click listen, it will start reading it, and it is kind of a, I guess you would say, mechanical voice, but it's not terrible. Also, if you didn't know the definition of a word, So for instance, comprehensive, I can double click on comprehensive and it gives me that definition. I can click on the see full definition and it will bring it up, and then I just go back. Um, so if I don't know any of the words in here, all I need to do is click on that twice. Oops, there we go. And it will give me my definition, and I can also get a definition in Spanish. So that is also a very nice feature. So if you're not a strong reader, you can listen to it. If you need help with some of the terms, you can look at their definitions right away. If you need to zoom in, you can make the font larger or you can make the font smaller. So those are the basic features of the online encyclopedia. If you have any questions, be sure to ask me. It really is a very handy resource that we have that I think is probably underutilized by students. So hopefully we can get more people using this if they're doing some research or even just to look up things that they're interested in general.